To me, the character of an individual is the most important attribute, which will determine how effective and how successful he will be as a leader. A leader without character may have short term success, but in the long term, his lack of honesty and integrity and lack of mental and moral fortitude will bring major failure in one of or more areas of his life. Those could include the personal, professional side, financial, physical, spiritual, and mental aspects of life. From my character pyramid, you know that the character of an individual is built on truth and wisdom between yourself, your true north, and others. I made a trip this summer with my family to visit historical sites and historical documents up in the Northeast that revealed and really brought to life the life of George Washington. The character of leader and person that George Washington was has made a big impact on me, and I am intrigued and passionate about learning more about him as a military leader, as the President of the United States, and as the central figure whose character and leadership pulled us together as a country in its very founding. I must say, I didn't learn this stuff in school. When I thought about George Washington, I thought about the honesty part and the cherry tree part. They came to mind, but nothing about how truly great a leader and person he was. I replaced the header picture of my website with a picture that I took at Mount Vernon of George Washington with the caption, "Leader of Character," in the background. You can see I also bought an authentic replica of the famous painting, Prayer at Valley Forge, and I put it here above my desk with a light on it to remind me of this great man and his great example. The original painting at Mount Vernon is even more amazing and inspiring. I learned the most about George Washington by reading a book called The Real George Washington. Reading, yeah. So, The Real George Washington by three authors, Perry, Allison, and Scusin. It is highly documented with details of the truth about his life. And it says that it is the true story of America's most indispensable man. After I got done reading this, I really believed that he, in fact, was indispensable for the founding of our country and as an inspiration for us today. And then a few weeks ago, when we went up to the Northeast, we visited Philadelphia, where George Washington led the Constitutional Convention, and he lived as president for a time. And we were in the Independence Hall, where George Washington and all 55 delegates from the original colonies debated and composed the Constitution of the United States. We also visited the National Archives in Washington, D.C. to see the original signed Constitution, the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights. It's quite amazing to see the actual signature of George Washington up close. He's the first signer of the Constitution and biggest right up on the top. We visited Valley Forge, which after you read The Real George Washington, you will feel the significance and understanding of the hardships that they went through and the true meaning shown in this painting. I think it's important to have role models of character for ourselves and our families and our business and even for our country. I know no greater leader of character, that's human anyway, than George Washington, to be that role model for myself. And I believe if we could all be a little more like George Washington, our country and our world would be a much better place to live. I'm Bob Wood, aspiring with you to be a leader of character.